I'm changing it up a little bit. This is a go-kart that I got for my son. I told him if he did good with K1 in the junior league that we'd move up to a gas-powered kart. And so I wanted to make a video that kind of explained what we've gone through to start this process. Because when I tried to figure it out, it seemed very, very difficult, and it didn't seem like there was a whole lot to go off of online, like any one place where you can find a bunch of information. So this video I'm going to talk about what we got so far and what we've learned. One of the first questions you're going to have to ask is, do you have space to store these things? And when I was looking for the cart and thinking about getting the cart and all that, trying to plan it out, I didn't even know they had these cart stands. But the person we bought this from bought this one used. It came with this cart stand, so it takes up considerably less space with the cart stand, so I'm really happy about that. Okay, so the next thing that we had to figure out was, what class does my son fit in? He's almost 13 years old. He could go into the cadet class. So there's 3 kid classes. There is a kid class, which is kind of confusing because you think it's for kids, but there's a kid class, a cadet class, and a junior class. Kid is the smallest. They got tiny little carts. Cadet is the next one up, and they have their carts are a little bit bigger. And then juniors, which is what we decided to go with my son, they use a full-size cart with this one's a KA100, and we'll talk about that in a second with the restrictor. So the junior class uses a full-size cart, which if I want to jump on this thing, I can. So that was another benefit of getting it. So once you figure out what class you're going to get into, that's what size cart you're going to get as well. You want to think about, okay, well, what engine do I want to get? And for the most part, it's going to be either a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke. And we decided to go with a 2-stroke mainly because they're a little faster. And I'm really glad we did, because the testing that we've gone out on the track so far, anybody with a 2-stroke is really getting passed up by these. Anybody with a 4-stroke is really getting passed up by the guys in these 2-strokes. The 2-strokes are faster than a 4-stroke, so I'm glad that we got this. And I'm glad that we found this one. I didn't know much about it when I was looking for carts on whether or not, if it's a newer or used one. New ones are about $5 grand. That's without the engine. That's everything you see but without the engine. We were able to get this one for about $3 grand. It's a couple years old, and I think that's okay. I'd say if you're going to get a full-size racing cart, try to get one within 5 years old. And then one of the big things is checking for cracks on the chassis. There's plenty of videos out there I've found since getting this on tips on how to drive these things. They are way different than the K1 carts that my son's been doing, the electric carts. They're a lot different. They're a lot more powerful. This thing will go probably 50 to 70 miles an hour depending on the gearing. Then the next thing that you're going to want to find out is what local tracks are around. So if there's local tracks that run go-karts, there's probably going to be some type of league that also races at those tracks. At least a few times, or maybe all the races are going to be there. And you can go to those tracks during the practice days and talk to independent racers, or you can talk to team racers out there. And from what we've noticed, we've gone out there a couple of times, everybody's really happy to talk to you and to take your money if that's the case. All right, so we were pretty fortunate with the cart. It came with this cart stand, and I'm going to show you a few things now that we've purchased since then. One thing is I call it a cart. So this is a cart to put your cart on. And these got bigger tires. You can wheel it over dirt and rocks and things like that. It makes it a whole lot easier. And when you're at the track, it puts the cart at a higher level so you can work on it and things like that. Check the tire pressures, things like that. And what I just got is one of these mats. You're supposed to have one of these mats underneath the cart so that in case anything leaks out, the oil will get caught on that. We have bought this bead breaker. I haven't used it yet. We did get a set of Hoosier tires to put on here. That's another one of the big costs with operating one of these things is tires. Not to mention these 2-stroke engines, I've been told that they only last about a year or so. That is the benefit of a 4-stroke. It's going to last probably from what I've seen so far, a few seasons, and the fuel's cheaper, but going faster I think is worth it. So now we had to get some safety gear for my son. This is a chest protector. The junior class needs to have some type of chest protector. This is a chest protector and rib protector, so we have that. Got some, got a tire pressure, good tire pressure gauge. I went with digital, so you can deflate the tire. And I have a Milwaukee M18 inflator that I use to inflate the tires. We've purchased some chain lube for the chain, straps to tie the cart down in the back of the truck. We talked to a league about what safety gear was required. He said you could wear wrestling shoes, so he's used his wrestling shoes a few times during practice. And as far as the race suit and the gloves, K1 now has a lot of stuff online. They have a race suit, they got race gloves. They're not the same as like car racing stuff. Some of them are like abrasion resistant type thing. Think of it more like motorcycle stuff. But the chest protector does have to be SFI approved, so that's one thing to look for if you're looking for a chest protector. And then you got a helmet, a Sparco helmet. That's got to be Snell approved, depending on what race group. And it came with a bunch of sprockets to put on here too. So the guy had a bunch of different sprockets. Think of it as like gearing. So there's a bunch of videos out there on how to set these things up with the suspension and the gearing and things like that for the tracks. So we've been trying to watch those. We're just about ready to do his first racing event. He's done a few practices. So we're pretty excited, but I wanted to send this video out because it was hard for me to find something that showed the steps to kind of get involved with this. We're in Southern California, and the race group that we're going to try and race with is the Tri-C League. They race at the K1 circuit in Winchester, which is by Temecula in the Inland Empire. And I'll put all this stuff down in the description. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below this, ask me any questions. I'll reply to them as best as I can if you have any. Because I just know when we started, it was pretty difficult to find information on how to get started and even what to look for with a cart. I feel like we've kind of got fortunate with this cart, got a fairly good deal on it. But look forward to going racing. If you want to see more videos on these, make sure you like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.